this is Animat, and welcome back to the Muppet Vlog. Now this time we're going to be looking into the 21st episode of the 3rd season of The Muppet Show, which features Roger Miller. Now, you might have actually heard of some of Roger Miller's songs, believe it or not, because he is actually known more as a country singer, but specifically someone who has a little bit of a quirky side to it. His music is actually more well known to be considered honky-tonk influenced novelty songs, and many of his popular hits would include King of the Road, Dang Me, and England Swings. But what is actually very interesting, and what you might actually recognize Roger Miller more, is that he is actually known to be the voice of Alan Aday in Disney's Robin Hood. He is actually the rooster, so not only is he known to be Mr. King of the Road, but he is also known as Mr. Oodalali. So going into the episode that he appeared in, it was actually very interesting to see, but overall I would say it's actually very solid as a Muppet Show episode. The story that's been going on, it's pretty much constant throughout the entire episode. Like, this is one of those episodes that's very story driven. Like, what's going on backstage, it's pretty much influencing very hard on what's also going on stage, where apparently there is a bad case of cluckitis that is spreading around. And what that basically is that if you catch it, you will sneeze, and then suddenly you will turn into a chicken. You pretty much cannot expect anything less from the Muppet Show. So yes, you do get many different characters who would suddenly turn themselves into chickens, where the only alterations you would see, it's pretty much in the eyes, where like Miss Piggy, you would still see her elegant eyes. With Scooter, you'll still see like the round big glasses, and all sorts of different transformations that do occur. And Kermit is trying his best to keep everything in control, to make sure that Roger Miller does feel comfortable throughout the entire thing, and you know, make him unaware that there is a case of cluckitis going around, or else he would panic and maybe he would turn into a chicken as well. And honestly, this is pretty much the kind of original Muppet-style story that you cannot find in any other show. I mean, of course, there do result some pretty good jokes going around here and there. So, of course, it does have a lot of the entertainment value. Definitely hilarious, and you can definitely tell there is a lot of material that you can work with when some of the Muppets just suddenly turn into chickens, including some of the main ones like Kermit or Fozzie or even Miss Piggy. So you got, and this is actually even happening during a lot of the musical numbers where they would suddenly turn into chickens, like, sporadically. And, yeah, like, it's amazing how the episode just rolls with it, and just so much comedic potential can be found in there, and in the Muppet Show style, they found so many ways to really go around it and make it work. I mean, let's be honest, with the Muppet Show, it really is their specialty, like, when it comes to chickens and all that stuff. And, of course, as you would expect, Gonzo is heavily influenced in this episode as well, considering that he is known, as the episode stated, like, he's an expert on chickens. So, like, he is trying his best to help out, but for Gonzo, this is his paradise. Basically, everybody turning into beautiful chickens. And, I mean, I wouldn't blame him. That would be like if I would just enter a room and everybody just turned into a beautiful woman. So, I wouldn't necessarily question it, but hey, I don't know, just roll with the punches, I guess. But yeah, going into the musical sketches in itself, like a lot of the, not just musical sketches, but also comedy bits, a lot of them are actually pretty solid. Some of them do work well on their own. It's actually very rare that you would find something in here that you would just take it and put it anywhere else. I think there are only 2 specifically. One of them is actually the first one with the Pilgrim Penguins, where they're about to go onto the New World, which is America, and they would just sing Albany Bound. And then there is another one afterwards. It's Down at the Old Bull and Bush, which is pretty much a classic turn-of-the-century style song. And those are pretty much the only ones. The reason why I say that those are kind of like the standard template that you could put in any other episode is because those are the only ones where basically the characters just don't turn into a chicken. And that's one of the beauties of this episode, is that like I said before, the chicken story pretty much affects in almost every single sketch that you would find. And like where suddenly like there's a moment of Bear on patrol, and Fozzie would be, well, he would want to arrest someone because he assaulted Fozzie while he was on patrol, and pretty much just demonstrating to like Hogfrob what he did. Well, like what the guy did to Fozzie. And what ends up happening, like kind of the punchline at the end, was that Fozzie did turn into a chicken. And even there's a veterinarian's hospital where suddenly all the characters, like, they have to perform as a chicken. And even like the same thing can be said, like there's one bit before veterinarian's hospital where Rolf actually does turn into a chicken at the end, where he just goes, "Pop goes the weasel," and so much more. And I mean, and then there's Roger Miller, and even on his bits, where there's one song that he would sing is called "Hacked," and then suddenly, like every time there's like a verse that happened where he would talk about or complimenting someone's hat, like at the end they would suddenly turn into chickens. And I guess like the whole thing is supposed to be like this ultimate finale where you see Roger Miller singing numerous of his songs, just just making like an entire medley out of it, with all the other cast just turn into chickens. So he's just in this giant coop. And by the way, spoiler alert, no, he does not turn into a chicken, unfortunately, as much as some people were expecting it. But what is actually very interesting to mention about Roger Miller is that a lot of his songs that he did sing in the episode here, they have previously been sung before. Rather it be his first one where like he's dressed all like elegant Victorian style, and like he's kind of in this garden full of singing melons, and he would sing "In the Summertime," which I remember they previously did that. Maybe it was in season 1 or maybe early on in season 2 or something like that. And even in the medley, a lot of the songs were done in previous Muppet Show episodes. Like there are a lot of them in which I could actually recall. And the reason for that is because the episode in particular does actually present the musical style of Roger Miller, what he does best, considering that I did mention before that he is more of a country singer and more like a country musician, but at the same time he also puts in a bit of a quirky side where like you would hear a bit of scat, like in the summertime, like somehow in the middle, like he would go in the summertime and all the trees and leaves are green, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I guess in a way, Roger Miller's songs are very Muppet-like. They actually do provide great material for the Muppets to go work with. Considering that the quirkiness is already there, it immediately fits like a glove for them to sing it in the Muppet Show. And it's already been done with the previous, like, hillbilly country singing group in the Muppet Show itself. So of course they would already do that. And although I will admit, like, for me personally, like, maybe this is better executed in the Roger Miller episode, but, like, I remember more in the previous one, like, the last time that they would sing "In the Summertime," because I guess it's more the way that they all sang it. It's more like, whenever they would sing, like, the verse of, like, "'Cause you don't want my love," they always go, like, "'Cause you don't want my love." Like, that's somehow I remember it the most. It's always like, "You don't want my love." Funny enough, I think I already mentioned this before in a previous Muppet vlog when they did that, but yeah, but you get what I mean. So basically, like, they've already done it before, but, you know, this is now directly from the singer himself, the guy who actually wrote all of those songs. So it does have a bit of a special quality, and it is a pretty good excuse for them to actually recycle those songs and do it again, considering that now they officially got Roger Miller to do it. And I will say, it's not just in the musical segments that we do see Roger Miller. I mean, the dude is an absolute great sport, and not only do his songs actually fit very well in The Muppet Show, but Roger Miller as well. I mean, you could tell that this is more his environment, that he is enjoying every bit of being on The Muppet Show, and I think it actually does help elevate the episode even more to make it, like, a lot more enjoying, a lot more fun, because you could tell everybody who worked on this episode had a great time, and thus the viewers will have a great time watching it. So I would say, overall, this is definitely one of the prime examples of a full-on Muppet Show episode where you get the quirkiness of the Muppet Show absolutely, like, throughout the whole thing, not only with the comedy bits where everybody turns into chickens, but even a lot of the songs that they would sing as well. Even the ones that don't have Roger Miller or has nothing to do with like the cluckitis, where like the Pilgrim Penguin singing Albany Road. It is more of a Muppet style, like a Muppet style executed song, or any of the other ones. It has that perfect tone of quirkiness that you would come to expect from The Muppet Show. It has that great comedy that you would come from the show as well, considering that they are given a premise for this episode that everybody turns into chickens. So any different kind of opportunity that they would have to have like a chicken style joke, they take it. They know how to do it well, and it really does make it a lot of fun. So this would be one of the more memorable episodes for major Muppet fans, because they would deliver something in which we all come to expect and we all come to love from the Muppets. So overall, I definitely had a good time with it. So anyways, that is pretty much it for this episode of the Muppet Vlog. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. And let's just wait a little bit until the Muppets can cure themselves from their cluckitis so that they can go and do the next episode. But until they get better, see you later, dudes!